Today I'm going to go over some evidence-based exercises to help treat knee pain. These exercises are going to focus on stretching, building up range of motion, and also building up strength, primarily in the thigh as well as in the hip, which are muscles that can help to relieve some of the pressure that the knee might be experiencing. These exercises will be included on a sheet that your doctor will likely give you. And this is another chance for you to see them in action to help you execute them properly. So we're going to start off with knee extension. And this one is one that you're going to do on something like a bed where you're going to be able to hang your knee off of the edge. So to do this, you're going to lie on your stomach and you want your knee to fall just beyond the edge of the bed. And then what you're going to do is you're going to straighten one knee all the way and just let gravity pull it down, and you're going to hold it here in full extension for 15 seconds. And after the time is up, slowly bring your knee up. You can do it on the other side. Slowly lower. Hold it for 15 seconds. Come back up and do that 4 times on each side. If that is uncomfortable, if you have like a hard surface, you can take like a towel and fold it up to put it under your kneecap to try to relieve some of that pressure. And that would just look like this. Okay. For this next exercise, you're going to be lying flat on your back. You can be on your bed, you can be on the floor, on a yoga mat. You're going to have your legs straight, and you're just going to take one of those legs and you're going to bend the knee until you start to feel some stretching here in the knee, or you might feel it in the thigh. And when you're doing that, you're going to feel you're flexing the hamstring, this muscle in the back of your leg, to try to get a stretch on this side of the leg. So you're going to hold this tight, get a nice stretch in here, hold that. This one you can hold for 30 seconds and then slowly release, lower your knee down, repeat on the other side, and do that 30 seconds on each leg 2 times. You're going to need a towel for this next exercise. So you can use a towel, you can use a belt. The idea is you want to be able to hook it around the ball of your foot. So this is a hamstring stretch. So you see I've got my right leg is flat on the bed. My left leg, I'm pulling it up with this towel. I'm keeping my left knee totally straight, not bending it. I'm also not hyperextending it, just keeping it nice and straight. And I pull up until I feel a stretch in my hamstring. And I'm just gonna hold this for 15 seconds and then slowly release. You can sit up. To do that, hook it around the other leg, repeat on this side, and I try to get at least a minute of stretching on each leg. You can do 15 seconds 4 times, 10 seconds 6 times, 30 seconds 2 times, whatever it is that works for you to get to a minute of stretching on each side. Now that we've stretched our knee a bit, we're going to change our focus to the quadriceps muscle. And to do this, we're actually going to turn over onto our bellies. So you're going to lie on your stomach. You're going to bend your knees towards you. You can do this one leg at a time. So I can start with my left leg. Going to grab on to your foot and bend forward, sort of pull forward. You should feel a nice gentle stretch in your quadricep in the front of your leg. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds Then you'll release. Switch to the other leg. Hold this 30 seconds. And then do that one more time on each leg. Another option that you have if you're having trouble reaching to your leg is that you can use a towel. You can just put it around one foot and then go ahead and turn over onto your stomach, grab onto that towel, pull your leg in until you feel a gentle stretch. Hold this, relax, repeat, and then switch. So now we're going to move on to the strength building exercises. So for the first strength training exercise, what we're going to work on is our quadriceps muscle. And we're going to do that. You can do this sitting down or lying back. We'll do one leg at a time. So start with the right leg. What you're going to do is you're going to flex this quadriceps muscle. Your knee's going to go down. When you flex it, you'll see your kneecap gets pulled up towards your hips. You're going to flex this and hold it for 5 seconds. And then release. And then flex. Hold it for 5 seconds. And release. You're going to do that 10 times on the right and then 10 times on the left. Our second strength training exercise is going to require us to lie back on the floor. It's similar to the last exercise. We're going to start by flexing our quadriceps muscle, but then we're going to lift this leg up off the floor just a few inches. And that's going to transfer a lot of the weight from the quadricep to the hip flexor. And you're going to hold this for 5 seconds and then release. And then flex, hold, and release. Do 10 with your right leg, followed by 10 with your left leg. This next exercise is a great one for strengthening the hamstrings, the muscles in the back of your legs. So to do this, you're going to lie flat on the ground. We'll do this one leg at a time. You're going to bend this leg, so my right leg, and then I'm going to try to dig my heel into the ground by flexing this muscle in the back of my leg. I'm going to dig, hold this for 5 seconds, and release. And then lift this back up, dig, hold for 5 seconds, and release. Do 10 of those on the right, 10 on the left, and that's it. After you've worked the hamstrings out lying on your back, the next step is to then roll over onto your stomach to continue working those muscles. For this exercise, again, we're going to do this one leg at a time. These are hamstring curls. So I'll keep my right leg flat on the ground. My left leg, I'm going to bend it up as far as I can without feeling any pain and keeping my hips glued to the floor. And I'm going to hold this for 10 seconds and then release. And I'm going to do that a total of 6 times. I'm bending at the knee, keeping my hips glued to the floor, and I really feel this in the back of my leg because those are the muscles that I'm engaging right now. And release. 6 times on the left, 6 times on the right. The next exercise we're going to do is the squat. And this is one where form is incredibly important. And so I'm really going to focus here on the feet and on the knees. So you'll notice my feet should be about hip width apart, toes pointed straight forward. I'm going to turn to the side now. And all of your weight should be back here in the heels. I'm going to slowly bend down. I'm going to keep my knees straight. And I'm just going to go no lower than 90 degrees. If I start to have pain, I'll stop there. I'm gonna hold this for 3 seconds and then slowly push myself back up. Show you that from the front as well. It's really important as you squat down that your knees go straight out in front of your toes. I don't want your knees to be shooting out to the sides or buckling in. They should stay straight out over your toes. You're going to do this 12 times. This next exercise we're going to do is called a wall slide. And it's really for strengthening the quadriceps muscles, these large muscles in your thighs. So to do this, you're going to lean up against a hard surface like a wall or a closed door. And then you're going to take your feet about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from the wall. You're going to keep your knees hip width apart. And then you're slowly going to slide down. Just like in the squat, you want your knees to go straight forward over your toes. Don't let them go out, don't let them go in. Go down as far as you can, 90 degrees, no lower. If you have to stop at like 120, that's okay. Press your hips against the wall, and you're gonna hold this as long as you can. And then you're gonna slowly press back up. And I want you to try to get about a minute total of wall squats. If you're holding them for 5 seconds, you might need to do 12 reps. Or you could try to hold it for a full minute if possible. So this next exercise, we're gonna work on the hip abductors, which are the muscles that help your hip to open up. To do this, we're going to lie on our side. You want to try to line up your entire body. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, head should all be in a straight line. Forgive me if you can't see my head. Limitations of filming in an apartment building. What you're going to do, if you need to, you can bend your lower leg a bit for balance. And then you're gonna raise this top leg up, leading with your ankle, just a few inches up. Try not to let your foot drift forward. You wanna hold it in that straight line, in line with your head and shoulders. And then you're just gonna slowly return your leg down. Go up. You should feel the muscles here on the side of your hip engaged. Hold that for 5 seconds and slowly lower it down. After you do 10 of those, you'll roll on to the other side and do 10 on the other side. For this next exercise, we're going to be working on strengthening the hip extensors, which help to lift your hips backwards, away from the front of the pelvis. So you're gonna be lying on your stomach, and we're gonna do this one leg at a time. So start with the left. You're gonna try to keep that knee straight, and you're just gonna lift up, really focusing on the muscles in your bottom. Flexing those, holding this for 5 seconds, keeping your knee straight, and then slowly lowering it down. In order to do that 10 times, and then move over to the right leg, really concentrating on keeping that knee straight and flexing the muscles in your bottom, holding it for 5 seconds, relaxing, and doing 10 more of those on the right.